Welcome to the wild heart of the Scottish Highlands. In this three-part series, we're taking on the rugged beauty of the Cairngorms National Park, from remote glens and crystal clear lochans to knife-edge ridges and exposed scrambles. Over the next 3 episodes, we'll hike, climb and navigate our way through some of the most dramatic and challenging terrain in the UK. Expect unpredictable weather, breathtaking views and raw, untamed adventure. This is winter hiking in the Cairngorms. Hello, and welcome back to part 3 of this winter hiking in the Cairngorms series. This was the final day of us in the Cairngorms, and we decided to leave the biggest hike till last. So to start the day, we had moved from where we were staying before in the cabin at the McDonald's Spey Valley Resort. We changed then to staying at the Scandinavian Village, which is just round the corner. It's like a little bunch of apartments that you can stop in Aviemore. It's dead cool. If you've not been there before, I recommend going there. You literally rock up and you get the keys in a little lockbox outside your room, and you just straight into the room. It's got heating to dry all your stuff off. It's got a nice little balcony to sit on if you want to, just at the top, and you can see it overlooks all the mountains in the background, and you can see into the Cairngorms from there. Today we're taking on a classic Highland adventure, hiking from the Cairngorms ski centre at the bottom of the Cairngorm Valley up to Ben Macdui, which is the second highest summit in the UK, so the second highest mountain in the UK, standing at a proud 1,309 metres above sea level. If we go through the map here and just look through the different sections we go through, it doesn't look that big. That's just because it's from satellite view, I guess. But the route itself is actually huge. It took us 5 hours to get up there, 5 hours to get back down. Definitely the biggest walk we did in our trip there. We saved it till last. I don't know why. We were second guessing ourselves in the morning as we were packing up to go, thinking, man, do we have this in us today after a full 4 or 5 days of walking in the Cairngorms? But we wanted to get one of the big summits in there. You don't really get the chance too often to climb the second highest mountain in the UK, especially in winter conditions. So we took the opportunity and just ran with it. So we're starting at the Cairngorms ski centre, about 6,000 metres above sea level, which gives us a nice head start. From here we follow a well-worn path towards Port Ann Schneider, or whatever I called it. Port Ann Schneider or something. Instead of going into that valley, you go round to the right. The route we did was literally an up and down route. Because of the conditions, as you can see, they were changing a lot from when we first got there. When we got there, it was really in condition. There was snow everywhere on the mountains all around. So we timed it almost perfectly because that was our last day, and the conditions were starting to fall off a bit. Obviously on the plateau itself, the conditions were still great. It was pure snow, it was cold, icy almost. So none of the snow on the Cairngorm on the plateau or anything was melting away or damaged. That was all perfect for us. But yeah, looking back now at the videos, you can see from day one there were snow-topped mountains all over the place, and then going on to our last day, you could see it kind of faded out a bit, and it was the snow started to melt around the area. I didn't record as much as I'd like to this time around. That's because it was just too, I want to say we'd done a full few days of recording. I wanted to definitely get the Fakel Ridge in and record that properly, because we set out not knowing if we were going to complete it. It was more so I didn't press the GoPro as much. I had it on me and I recorded bits and pieces, but it was a lot of just one foot in front of the other, walking, trudging through the snow to get to the summit. It was a long walk. You do feel the cold a lot more. It gets to you, it really does get to you. So we tried not to stand still for too long. Our legs were in bits at this point. It had been a tough few days, so it was just willing each other to get through to the summit. At times it was very, very eerie as well. There wasn't many people on the plateau that day. We saw 2 other people. That's all we saw when walking up to Ben Macdui. There was just 2 people. I think it was 8 to 10 hours we went up and down. The only people we saw were at the ski centre and coming out of the ski centre. The actual route going up to the summit, there was just 2 people on that route. So yeah, very eerie stuff. We were caught in a couple of whiteouts where we couldn't see more than 10 feet in front of us. And obviously, having heard the stories about the grey man of Ben Macdui, yeah, that kind of freaked us out a bit as well. We didn't read too much into it before we went up there. We did more reading afterwards, because when we got back, we whacked on a podcast just because we wanted to learn more about Ben Macdui itself and the mountain, and we discovered that there was this entity that meant to exist up there. We didn't see anything. I'd understand why people would feel like it was a scary environment though, because you're just following cairns, which is like little black outlines you can see in the distance. And when you're in whiteout conditions, and that's all you see, it's understandable why people would be kind of creeped out and find it quite eerie. Luckily, we didn't hear any footprints around us or behind us. We just stayed to the path. Yeah, and we were fine. No scary encounters for us.
Follow the cairns. It'll be fun, they said.
We did get up onto the summit after a good 5-6 hours of walking.
Oh, this was a tough one. This was a tough one. Oh, summit overdone. Ben Macdui completed. Oh god. Oh my god.
One o'clock, like I said.
What a climb. Oh god.
We immediately just thought, okay, let's try and get down, because we didn't think it would take as long as it did. We kind of planned, we set off quite very early again. We set off at like between 6 and 7 in the morning, just because we wanted to give ourselves a full day to try and get up there, because we didn't know, we'd never done this walk before. We didn't know what the conditions might affect, or if the conditions might affect the time of it. We didn't know whether or not we'd get down before it got dark, and we wanted to give ourselves the best opportunity to summit it, hopefully with a clear view on the summit, and then back down all within daytime. So that's what we did. But yeah, as soon as we got onto the summit, we stopped for 5-10 minutes. We didn't hang about too long at all, just because, again, it was quite eerie when we were up there, because we were the only two. And you're really, when you're on Ben Macdui, if you've ever been on it before, you'd know it's quite a remote summit. I mean, a lot of summits are, don't get me wrong, but to get to here, you're walking through almost emptiness for a good few hours, and the nearest, I don't know, settlement or civilization you could run to is minimum an hour, 2 hours away. So you are right there in the unknown. I'm hearing shit. It's creepy woods at the minute, it's kind of creeping me out. Also, when you're hiking up in the mountains in the Cairngorms, do not rely on phone signal. I took my GPS watch with me, the Garmin watch, which was great for us. This helped us stay on the path when we needed to. Some bits were a bit confusing because it took a while to update, but if you can get your hold of a GPS watch and just take a paper map with you, just a map and a compass, just in case. So yeah, especially in winter conditions, you might be stuck in whiteouts. If your GPS on your watch or your phone isn't working, just have a solid map with you, just so you can, read the contour lines. You got a compass, you know which direction you need to travel in. Yeah, it's so important just to stay safe. You can get lost quite easily, especially when the weather changes so frequently. So take a map, take a compass with you, especially when you're navigating those mountains.
This is nice and easy to walk in though. Good job, man.
And that is the end of our 3-part series of a winter hiking in the Cairngorms. Like I said, I didn't know what to do with this footage originally. I was just kind of sitting on it. I'm glad now that I've sat there and edited it and put it into this kind of video series for, you know, friends and family and you guys to watch. This was more for myself than anything. I was making the videos just to kind of capture that moment we had. It was such a great time in the Scottish Highlands, and it'd be a shame not to do anything with the footage I recorded. And hopefully we'll do the same again next year. We've got plenty of plans in the pipeline. I definitely want to try and go for more walks. We've done a lot of the lakes, a lot of walking the Lake District in Wales. Scottish Highland winter conditions are, I'd say it's our favourite. We do have plans to go to Europe. I don't know when though, hopefully within the near future. I'll be able to record some videos out there. Yeah, if you guys want to know what equipment I took with me to the Cairngorms, so some of the winter condition equipment I took, I can do a little video on that and just summarise what I take. I've done plenty of wild camping before, so I could show you my wild camping setup. That's something I'm looking to do. Again, I want to be doing more wild camping. Maybe make some more videos on that. Something that I'm pretty passionate about. I love just being, you know, out there in the wild with just a tent and the food you have on you. It's just something quite beautiful and primitive about it, which I really enjoy. It's my version of therapy, I guess. Because we're quite new to this. We're new to winter hiking as well. We've done it a few times now, but this is the first, I'd say, proper time we were prepared. Because like we spoke about in the last video, last time we went a year ago, we went with this expectation in our heads that we had all this winter gear to wild camp in the snow, and yeah, that was all high optimism. We ended up having a nightmare, a disaster, and coming back like 2 days early, just because we were so underprepared. But yeah, this time we went up with a plan, with the game plan. We know what we wanted to do in the 3 days. Well, we were there for I think 4 or 5 days, but we had a set plan for the 3 days that we wanted to do, and we'll do the same next year. Try and include a bit more, hopefully get a few more climbing bits in. I think next year, that's the plan. Just gives a bit more of a taste of that. There was a lot of stuff that was definitely within our skill zone, or something achievable for us. It was definitely achievable for us, some of the climbs there. So we'll definitely give them a go next year. Yeah, well, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the videos. Like I said, it's more so from my friends and family I'm making these for at the minute. I hope it's entertaining for you guys and get a bit of insight into what it's like in these mountains. Hopefully it gives you inspiration to go, try it yourself. We're just a couple of novices. We don't 100% know what we're doing. We're learning as we're going. But hopefully it gives you guys an idea of, you can go out there with the same stuff we have and really enjoy yourself in these mountains. You don't need thousands of pounds worth of gear. You just need a good buddy, a bit of time, and some alright gear, and you'll have a great time in these mountains. And on that note, thank you guys once again, and we'll see you in the next one. I'll see you soon. Peace.